Logamug. Why do you think independent Scientology groups have been so relatively unsuccessful? Have their attempts to remove some of the methods of undue influence and manipulation actually contributed to this lack of success? Hey, great question. Thanks for asking about this. The first thing I'll say is yes, they definitely are a pretty disorganized lot. They don't have the same kind of esprit de corps or teammanship or demands, really, or the ability even to create the kind of demands that Scientology normally does within its churches, and especially in the Sea Org. So independents are independent, right? They're by nature, they have left the group. They tend to eschew large groups and things like that. They've got their own situations or issues with that. But I can't speak universally for all independent Scientologists on that by a long shot. I'm sure you'll find every variation of everything within that world that you'll find anywhere else. But as far as why they're not successful, lack of organization is one of the points. But the other point, and I think personally this is far more important, Scientology doesn't work, and it never has. The only thing it does is give you a bit of a dopamine high when you have certain auditing techniques used, or certain, realizations that you have after reading some of Hubbard's works, and and those are a little few and far between, actually. But the point is that it doesn't do what it claims it does. There is no such thing as a clear. There are no OTs. There's nobody rehabilitating spiritual abilities or spiritual perceptions or immortality or telekinesis or telepathy or any of that stuff. Remote viewing, all that crap, right? None of that's real. And Scientology cannot produce those things. So that's why it's not successful, because it doesn't work. It's a con. And I'm only stressing it this way. I'm only talking about it this way because not because I'm, of anything you asked here. It's just I am so amazed to this day. I am just amazed that people can get themselves into a headspace where they think, after leaving Scientology, after getting away from it, after looking online, finding out what a lying scumbag L. Ron Hubbard was, after finding out that it's all just a bunch of crap, after finding out how many, people have left, how much abuse has happened in that group, the torment and torture that occurs there, the human rights violations that go on a daily basis there, and they still tell themselves, L. Ron Hubbard knew what he was talking about. He was really onto something. Even if he was a ruthless bastard, boy, did he discover some great stuff. No, he didn't. He didn't. He didn't discover anything original, useful, or important. Anyway, sorry, I just get in a little bit of a tear when an independent Scientology comes up, because it's just such a waste of everybody's time and money and everything else, and it just frustrates me that people waste themselves that way. But anyway, as far as why it hasn't taken off, as far as I'm concerned, that's why. If it worked, if it was the better mousetrap, if it was the way out of this, physical world of nonsense and harshness, I'd be the first person singing its praises and demanding to go clear an OT. I mean, believe me, I would. I would love nothing more than to experience the wonderful miracles that Scientology promises. But it's all just a bunch of crap. And after 25 years of working for that group, I definitely know that that is the truth. There is nothing to it. If anything, it's just destructive to your mental health, your well-being, and your emotional state. So anyway, like I said, you didn't ask for me to go on a rant about that, but that is the reason why I think independent Scientology is small and will stay small forever. It's a bunch of deluded people running around thinking that they are doing things that they are absolutely positively not doing. There are no body thetans. There's nobody telepathically releasing body thetans. There's no OT powers. It's just none of that. So, what a fantastic waste of everybody's time. But people do what they're going to do. So what are you going to do?